That's recording, I think.
Have a perfect afternoon. Bye-bye. Thank you.
König ist eine Runde alleine zwischen die zwei Gruppen. Wenn ich gehe jetzt, ich habe klar, ich mache nicht eine Rundenzeit, ich mache das nicht, ich nur übersprechen, ganz viel Thema. Ja. Dankeschön. Und das will ein Wheelie für Wheelie Wednesday haben, okay? Okay, let's go. Hello! This is it! This is the payment for 2 days of coaching people around the Nürburgring. I was coaching the beginners group. I didn't touch my knee slider in anger properly once. I did it demonstratively to show people what the correct angle is, but the bike was practically upright, you know. I was A-framing it. Look at this, now I'm going to scrape it. Oh, nasty. Okie dokie. Man, I shouldn't be scraping the pegs on my GS. Okie dokie. So, 2 kilometres turning in. Hitting the Hatzenbach Bogen. I'm not even going full gas. I'm just so happy to be alone on the Nürburgring Nordschleife. So awesome. I have done coaching just short of 30 laps these last 2 days in temperatures ranging from high 20s. Oh, nail. Oh, there goes the peg. High 20s in the mornings, up to mid-high 30s at the middle of the day. Hope this camera stays on. I'm not going to push the top speed purely because I don't want to lose the camera, which is on a sticky pad on the top of my helmet, right in the wind. But we'll hold some speed through the corners. I have no idea if this microphone is working, but I sure hope it is. Try and get the camera out of the wind. Look. I can feel when the camera's in the wrong position because the wind nearly pulls my head back. Like I said, this is not a fast lap, okay? All you couch side lap timers skipping around the video trying to figure out the bridge to gantry time. I'm holding it back on the straights and I'm just having fun. Because my God, is it fun to be on a motorcycle on the Nürburgring Nordschleife, knowing that there's no cars. I've got flag marshals that will warn me of anything before I get to it. Man, it's awesome. 4th gear into Admiral Forst. With the big GS, we just knock it down to 3rd because we've got all the torque in the world. Oh, look at all the scrapes from the pegs. Man, I messed that up. Loads of white lines there from peg scraping. There's a few places on the Nordschleife where you can see the bike crashes. You can see the scars on the tarmac. We're coming up to one now. So this is Mezgersfeld 1. With Mezgersfeld 2 you'll see a little anomaly as we turn in. And it's a couple of little scrapes just there, look. And it's from people's foot pegs digging in as they low side it. One spot, turn it in, 2nd spot, apex and out, heading to Spiegel curve, no brakes on the bike, we'll put it just short shifted to 5th and tip her in. Miss it, miss, there's your miss, there's your hit, there's your miss. The super analytical of you will notice that I'm not hitting my apexes particularly cleanly. And to be honest, I've just got this thing in my head about backing a cylinder head on the curb. So I tend to put my knee down just shy of the curb, and then I know that I'm not putting the cylinder head onto the curb. These cones, if you're wondering about these cones, they're specifically there to stop people turning in too early. Because even with guides, Chinese whispers means that at the back of the group you might end up turning in a bit early. And just on the corners where historically we've had big injuries, we block them off. I'm actually surprised we didn't block off the start of Bergwerk, but I think maybe it's easier for people to understand because you get to this end of the rumble strip and then turn in. Remember, I've got traction control turned on. Really took it in here, took it in more than I'd like. I'm just trying to save the camera. This is pretty much flat out for the GS. I think I can wind it up, that's 100% throttle. 200, 201, 203. Just going to back it up a little bit for the high speed thing. It's not a top speed bike, GS. Down one gear, no brakes needed, back on the gas. Nürburgring. People ask me, do you get bored of the Nürburgring? Well, let me tell you, I've been lapping this sucker for nearly 23 years on a variety of vehicles, and the answer, clearly, as my knee is on the ground now, my peg is just touching, clearly the answer is no. Down to third. Let's push it in at 80. Never did this with my students. Oh, that's a bit much. 75-ish. And lovely. Down the gear, pop her in. It's so nice to be on the Nürburgring that I might even start to sing. The weather is great. I mean, it's 31 Celsius. I'm overweight. I'm 42. I'm probably deep inside some nasty statistic for heart attacks. I have a tendency to eat fish and chips. But let it just be said, if I ever have a heart attack and die on the Nürburgring, as long as I don't take anybody else with me, I'll have died happy. Whoa. Bit of peg. Gotta be careful because I've already worn a bit of the pegs off, which means I'm close to cylinder head. Especially if you bounce the suspension and get a lot of compression, you could easily knock the cylinder head into the ground. And at that point you've got two tyres on the ground, a bit of cylinder head. Oh. See, that foot peg was after my knee had already come up, and it was just the lean angle plus the compression. Whee, back wheel in the air. My standard Continental Trail Attack 2s. Not bad for a 10,000 kilometre tyre, eh boys? A little bit of air over Flansgarten 2. Heavy for Flansgarten 3, the Stefan Beloff S. Wheel comes up, wheel goes down. That's it, she's flat out. And we'll just knock it down to 5th for Schwalbenschwanz. A little bit of knee, just for a show. Whee. Down another into Schwalbenschwanz left. Careful on the peg and the cylinder head, Dale. There we go. Traction is turned off. 3. Down. Onto the black stuff. Over the concrete. My God, did we just have an entire lap without traffic? I think we did. If my YouTube camera device on my head did not work, man, I would be annoyed. Check that out. And we are done. Well, 2022 is officially a wrap. I can go take myself out of this black sausage skin, stop looking like an overgrown black pudding riding a BMW GS, and I can go to Ring and do the job they pay me to do and answer some emails. But I'll do it with a smile on my face. Whoo-wee. Oh. Man, I hope my camera recorded that. If it didn't, I'll be so upset. Please, red light.